Dispatcher CDF Coaching, TJ3 LLC, Customer Delivery, Feedback, Coaching, and Performance Course. Let me tell you something right now, before we get into any numbers, any dashboards, any data. What we do at TJ3 Transportation Group is not just deliver packages. We deliver on a promise to our customers, a promise to Amazon, and most importantly, a promise to our drivers. This course right here, this is for the dispatchers, the ones who set the tone before that van rolls out of the lot, the ones who hold the standard when nobody else is watching. If you're in this role, you are not just a coordinator. You are a coach. You are a leader. And today, we're going to sharpen that edge. We're talking about customer delivery feedback, CDF, how to read it, how to use it, and how to have the kind of conversations that turn a fair driver into a fantastic one. So settle in. Let's get to work. CDF stands for Customer Delivery Feedback. 3 letters that carry a whole lot of weight in our world. Here's the simple version. After every delivery, Amazon gives customers a way to speak up. They can fill out a short survey, flag a photo issue, or report that something about their delivery didn't go right. In Amazon, they're listening every single time. Now, here's what you need to understand as a dispatcher. That feedback doesn't sit in some inbox somewhere. It rolls directly into your DSP scorecard. That means what your driver does at the door, how they handle that package, whether they followed the delivery instructions, whether they even knocked. All of that comes back to us. It comes back to our score. And our score determines whether we stay in the fantastic tier or start sliding somewhere we don't want to be. Amazon collects this data on every route, every week. There is no off week. There is no grace period. The scoreboard is always running. So let's make sure our team knows how to play the game and play it right. I want to address something that comes up every time we talk about CDF. Some folks say, well, I'm not on the route. The driver is the one making the delivery. Why is this on me? And I understand why that question gets asked. But here's my answer, and I want you to hold on to it. The driver delivers the package. The dispatcher delivers the standard. You are the last voice your driver hears before they drive off that lot. Your pre-route brief sets the expectation. Your debrief at the end of the day either reinforces good behavior or lets bad habits slide. Your coaching conversations are what turn a driver who keeps getting P&R flags into a driver who hasn't had one in 3 weeks. You don't ride along, but your fingerprint is on every stop. That's not a burden, that's power. And that's exactly why we built this course for you. CDF is not a side metric. It is a core business health indicator. We treat it like one. Now let's talk about what Amazon is actually measuring. There are 7 categories of negative customer feedback that show up in CDF. And I want you to hear each one, not as a bullet point on a slide, but as a real moment at a real door with a real customer on the other side. Number 1, delivered to wrong location. The package ends up on the wrong porch, the wrong building, the wrong address entirely. The customer didn't get their order and they're frustrated. That's a CDF hit. Number 2, package not received, or PNR. This is one of the most painful ones. The driver may have marked it delivered. The system says delivered, but the customer says they never got it. Whether it's a route error, a theft situation, or a scan problem, if that customer reports PNR, it flags against us. Number 3, damaged package, Something got crushed, bent, wet, or broken between the van and the door. How a driver handles a package from the moment they load it tells you a lot. This one's preventable, and it's on us to reinforce that. Number 4, delivery instructions not followed. The customer left a note. Leave at side door. Do not leave in the sun. Buzz apartment 4B. And the driver ignored it. Every ignored instruction is a CDF risk. We've got to build the habit of reading those notes before every stop. Number 5, left without knocking or no attempt made. This one stings because it's a behavior issue. The driver pulled up, dropped it, and rolled. No knock, no ring, no courtesy. Some customers are home waiting for that delivery. When we don't knock, we're telling them their time doesn't matter. That's not how TJ3 operates. Number 6, rude or unprofessional driver behavior. This is the reputation category. Any customer-facing interaction that feels dismissive, aggressive, or disrespectful, it gets reported. Our drivers represent TJ3 every single time they step out of that van. We do not negotiate on professionalism. And number 7, package not secured or left unsafely. Package left in plain sight at the curb, left in the rain, left in a location where it's clearly going to go missing or get damaged. If a customer feels like their delivery wasn't protected, they say something. And when they say something, Amazon hears it. 7 categories. 7 opportunities for your drivers to either build trust or break it. Your job as a dispatcher is to know all 7 and to make sure your drivers know all 7 before they leave that lot in the morning. Here's where it gets real. Amazon ranks every DSP, every single one of us, on a performance tier. From the bottom up, those tiers are poor, at risk, fair, great, and fantastic. And your CDF score is one of the primary factors that determines where you land. Now, fantastic is not just a feel-good label. Fantastic tier DSPs get priority route volume. They get access to more packages, more earning potential, and more stability in their contract. When you start sliding toward fair, and definitely when you hit at risk or poor, you are not just hurting the scorecard, you are putting the business at risk. Our driver's income is at risk. Our future with Amazon is at risk. CDF is not a side metric. It is a core business health indicator. We treat it like one. All right, let's get into the portal. Every dispatcher needs to know this navigation code, like you know your own phone number. When you log into the Amazon DSP portal, the first place you're heading is the Performance tab. You'll see it in your main navigation menu. Click that. From there, you're going to the weekly scorecard. This is your command center. Everything Amazon is measuring about your operation lives right here. Now, scroll down or look for the customer feedback or CDF section. Depending on your portal version, it may be labeled slightly differently, but you're looking for the feedback breakdown that shows you category by category what customers reported about your deliveries this week. I want you to make this a daily habit, not weekly, not when something goes wrong, daily. Because the difference between catching a problem early and getting a scorecard surprise at the end of the week is just this one navigation step every morning. One of the most important skills you'll develop as a dispatcher coach is knowing the difference between a one-time incident and a growing pattern, because your response to each one should be very different. An isolated incident, one P&R flag in a week, one delivery instruction miss. That might be a bad day, a hard route, an unusual circumstance. You still address it. A brief, factual conversation. Hey, I saw this flag on your route Tuesday. Walk me through what happened. Done. Move on. No drama, no formal write-up, just awareness. But when you see the same driver flagging the same category 3 weeks in a row, that is a pattern. And patterns require structured coaching, documentation, and a follow-up plan. The data tells you which one you're dealing with. Your job is to read it right and respond accordingly. At TJ3, we don't wing coaching conversations. We follow a framework, and it's simple enough that you'll have it memorized by the time this module is done. 3 steps: data, dialogue, direction. Let's walk through each one. Step 1 is data. You start the conversation by presenting the feedback, factually, clearly, without blame. Here's what the data shows. Not, here's what you did wrong. Not, Amazon flagged you again. Just the data. On Tuesday, the CDF report shows a package not received flag on stop 23. That's it. You're not accusing. You're informing. This sets a tone of professionalism from the first sentence. Step 2 is dialogue. This is where most coaches lose the game. They skip this step entirely and jump straight to correcting. Don't do that. Ask before you tell. Walk me through that stop. What happened? Give them the floor. You will learn things you did not know. Sometimes the flag is a system error. Sometimes it's a customer misunderstanding. And sometimes the driver will tell you exactly what went wrong. Either way, you listen first. You build trust and gather real intelligence. Step 3 is direction. Once you've heard them out, you give clear, specific, corrective direction. Not vague, not emotional, clear. Going forward, I need you to photograph every delivery, even when the photo prompt doesn't auto-trigger. Here's how we're going to track it. I'm going to pull your POD rate every Friday. If you have any stop without a photo, we'll review it together. Then you set a follow-up point. Data, dialogue, direction. That's the TJ3 way. Let's talk about what separates a coaching conversation that changes behavior from one that just checks a box. These are the do's and don'ts of dispatcher coaching, and every single one of these comes from real situations in the field. Study them. Coaching do's. Do present data first. Always lead with facts, never feelings. Do ask open-ended questions. Let the driver explain before you conclude. Do coach in private. Protect the driver's dignity in front of peers. Do give specific direction. Photograph every stop, even when not prompted. Do set a follow-up point. Tell the driver exactly when and how you'll revisit. Do acknowledge improvements. Catch them doing something right. Do remain calm and steady. Your tone is the temperature of the room. Do document every coaching conversation with time, date, topic, and outcome. Do connect the behavior to the business outcome. Help the driver understand the why. Do end every session on a forward-looking, positive note. I believe you can do this. Coaching don'ts. Don't open with accusation. You keep messing this up. Kills trust immediately. Don't assume you know what happened before hearing the driver's account. Don't coach publicly or call out a driver in front of other drivers. Don't give vague direction. Just do better means nothing and changes nothing. Don't leave the conversation open-ended with no accountability structure. Don't only show up with negative feedback. Imbalance destroys motivation. Don't bring frustration or urgency into a coaching conversation. It escalates instead of corrects. Don't rely on memory. Undocumented coaching conversations never happen legally or operationally. Don't just quote Amazon's rules. Frame it in terms of the driver's own livelihood and the team's success. Don't close the conversation with a threat or ultimatum unless disciplinary action is formally required. Role play scenario. Real conversation, real results. Package not received. Coaching session role play. Dispatcher. Hey Jordan, you got a few minutes? Let's step in here real quick. I want to show you something on this week's CDF report. So on Tuesday, this is stop 23 on your afternoon route. We got a package not received flag. The customer submitted feedback saying the package wasn't at their door. I've got the stop right here. Jordan, PNR? I dropped that package. I remember that stop. It was a townhouse in unit. Dispatcher, step 2, dialogue. Okay, good. I want to hear all of it. Walk me through that stop. What happened from the time you pulled up to the time you got back in the van? Driver, explanation. I pulled up, grabbed the package, walked to the door. It said leave at door in the instructions. No signature needed. I set it down, took a photo, scanned it, and moved to the next stop. I know I did it. Dispatcher, probing follow-up. I hear you, and I'm not saying you didn't make the delivery. Let me pull the photo. Okay, I can see the package here. Now, I notice it's placed right at the curb edge of the walkway, not at the door itself. Do you see what I'm seeing? Driver, recognition. Yeah, it was a tight walkway. I put it as close as I could without blocking the entrance. I thought that was good enough. Dispatcher, step 3, direction. I appreciate that. You were trying to be respectful of their space, and I hear that. But here's the standard we need to hold. The package needs to be at the door, not the walkway edge, not the curb, at the door. Close enough that a customer looking through the peephole can see it, or at minimum, that it's protected from plain view from the street. That's our delivery placement standard, every stop. Dispatcher, follow-up plan. Here's what we're going to do. For the next 2 weeks, I'm going to spot check your delivery photos each day. Not to spy on you, but to make sure we catch anything before it becomes another flag. If I see a placement question, I'll text you same day so we can address it while it's fresh. Sound good? Driver, yeah, I can do that. I didn't realize that one photo could turn into a flag like that. Dispatcher, closing. That's exactly why we have these conversations, so you know. You're a solid driver, Jordan. This isn't about doubting that. This is about making sure the data reflects what we both know you're capable of. I appreciate you taking the time. Let's go have a good week. What the Disperper is doing right. Data first. Opens with scorecard facts. No blame, no emotion. Leads with evidence. Dialogue. Ask Marcus to walk through the stop. Lets the driver own his story before correcting. Direction. Gives a specific corrective behavior. Tells Marcus exactly what to do differently going forward. D3 framework applied. Data to dialogue to direction. Each step builds trust and drives behavior change. Early warning signs. What to watch weekly. Here's the thing about performance problems. They almost never show up overnight. They wave at you first. They give you signals. And the dispatcher's job is to catch those signals before they become scorecard hits. What are the early warning signs? Watch for the same driver flagging the same CDF category 2 weeks in a row. That is not a coincidence. That is a behavior pattern forming. Watch for a rising PNR rate even when photo compliance seems solid. That might point to a route configuration problem or a delivery placement habit. Watch for a driver who starts flagging multiple CDF categories at the same time. That's often a sign of something bigger going on, whether it's workload, personal stress, or a fundamental gap in training. Watch your whole team's CDF percentage trending upward over 3 consecutive weeks. That is a systems issue, not a driver issue, and it may call for a team-wide conversation, a retraining, or a review of your morning brief process. And pay attention to your drivers as people. If someone who normally communicates well starts going quiet, or if the complaints about route difficulty start rising, that's a person telling you something before the data does. Listen early. Act early. One of the highest leverage habits a dispatcher can build is maintaining individual CDF profiles for each driver. Now, I'm not talking about some elaborate HR system. I'm talking about a simple running record. And it can live in a spreadsheet, a notebook, or whatever tool you're comfortable with that tracks each driver's CDF history over time. At minimum, your driver's CDF profile should include their average number of CDF flags per week over the last 30 days, the specific categories where flags are appearing, a log of any coaching conversations you've had, and their current trajectory. Are they improving, plateauing, or declining? And most importantly, what's their active performance goal right now? This profile does 2 things. First, it makes your coaching conversations more precise. You're not going in blind, you have a record. Second, it lets you celebrate real improvement. When Jordan goes from 3 PNR flags a month to 0, you pull that profile out and you say, look at what you did. That recognition is powerful. Don't miss the opportunity to give it. Not every CDF situation calls for the same response. One of the most important judgment calls you'll make as a dispatcher is knowing when a standard coaching conversation is the right move and when something needs to go to a higher level. This decision tree is your guide. Start with the flag. Is this the first time this driver has had this type of flag? If yes, coaching conversation. First offense, single category, no pattern, that's a teachable moment. Have the conversation, document it, and move on. If the answer is no, this driver has had this same flag before, then the next question is, did you coach it the first time? If you didn't document a coaching session, go have that conversation now and start the clock from there. If this is a second or third offense in the same category within a 30-day window, and you have documented coaching sessions on record, that's when escalation becomes appropriate. Escalation means involving your station manager, moving to a formal performance improvement plan, or triggering TJ3's formal driver accountability process. Escalation is not punishment, it's structure. It protects the driver, it protects you, and it gives the situation the weight it deserves. There are also automatic escalation triggers. No coaching required first. Safety violations, customer-reported threats or physical altercations, fraudulent delivery scans. Any of these go straight up the chain, same day. When you've identified a performance gap and had your coaching conversation, the final step is setting a goal together. And the goal needs to be SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Not vague aspirations, real targets. Specific. Reduce PNR flags is not specific. 0 PNR flags on your assigned routes is specific. Measurable. The CDF dashboard gives you the measurement tool. Use it. Achievable. Don't set a goal that's impossible given the driver's route complexity or current performance baseline. Relevant. The goal has to connect to something the driver actually cares about. Their standing with the company, their earnings, their pride in their work. And time-bound. Give it a window. 3 weeks, 30 days, a specific endpoint with a scheduled check-in. A well-crafted SMART goal sounds like this. Jordan, for the next 21 days on routes R104 and R107, our goal is 0 PNR flags. We're going to review your delivery photos together every Friday morning. On July 29th, we'll sit down and look at the data together. I'm expecting to see progress, and I believe you can get there. That's a goal. That's a commitment. And when Jordan hits it, you celebrate it. I want to close this course by zooming out for a moment. Because everything we've covered, the 7 CDF categories, the dashboard, the coaching framework, the documentation, all of it is in service of something bigger than a scorecard tier. It's in service of who we are as an organization. At TJ3 Transportation Group, we don't pursue excellence because Amazon requires it. We pursue it because our drivers deserve to work for an organization that believes in them enough to hold them to the highest standard. And our customers, every one of them waiting on that package, deserves a delivery experience that makes them feel respected. CDF is not a punishment tool. It is a mirror. It shows us where we are living our values and where we have room to grow. When we approach it that way, not with fear, but with pride, everything shifts. The conversations get better. The scores get better. The culture gets better. We talk a lot about coaching drivers through problems, but let me make sure we spend equal time on this: catching your drivers doing something right. Recognition is not soft. Recognition is one of the most powerful performance tools you have. When a driver has a 0 flag week, say something. In the huddle, by name. Let their peers hear it. Post the improvement leaders on your board. Take 60 seconds in the morning to pull a driver aside and say, "Hey, I noticed your CDF has been clean for 3 weeks straight. That's not an accident. That's you making good decisions every day, and I see it." That's it. 60 seconds. It matters more than you know. Document positive performance too. When Jordan finishes his 21-day goal with 0 PNR flags, that goes in his record just as deliberately as a coaching conversation would. Build a culture where excellence is recognized out loud, and you won't have to chase it. Your drivers will bring it to you. Before we close out, I want to speak to you directly. Dispatcher to dispatcher, operator to operator. Because what you do every day doesn't always show up in a headline. Nobody's writing articles about the dispatcher who spent 45 minutes on a coaching conversation that turned a driver's whole week around. Nobody's giving you a trophy for pulling that CDF report at 6 in the morning before the vans rolled out. But I see it. TJ3 sees it. And your drivers, whether they say it out loud or not, they feel it. They feel the difference between a dispatcher who shows up for them and one who just shows up. You are the difference. Excellence at this level is not glamorous. It's disciplined. It's consistent. It's the decision to have the hard conversation instead of letting it slide. It's checking the data when it would be easier not to. It's building people up even when the week has been long and the routes have been rough. At TJ3 Transportation Group, we have made a commitment to our drivers, to our customers, and to Amazon that we will be the kind of operation that people are proud to be part of. Fantastic isn't just a tier on a scorecard. It's a standard we hold. Every stop, every route, every day. Thank you for what you do. Now go lead. Here's your charge, and it's simple. Every single morning, before your first driver pulls out of the lot, you log in, you pull your CDF data, and you ask yourself, what does my team need from me today? That's the habit. That is the discipline that separates a good operation from a fantastic one. Do this every day. 45 days from now, Look back at your scorecard. I promise you, you will see the difference. Let's go.